36 commentary giants. For years, these famous faces have graced our television screens with some brilliant one-liners and expert analysis. But how good were they in terms of their actual cricketing ability? Today, on this special episode of 3 Shots and a Dot, we rank them based on their skills, from all the way at the top and the goated players to those that played their best cricket with a mic in hand. Now we'll debate where to rank them tooth and nail, so stay tuned to find out who is actually the best of this bunch. Okay, the first one then, Russel Arnold, Sri Lankan batsman, opened for a bit, batted 6 for a bit. Decent left-hander, some test runs. What are we thinking? Yeah. Where does he belong to kick off the list?
When I see Russel Arnold, for some reason I think, you guys play that stick cricket game?
Oh, yeah.
One of the stick cricket players. He should just be this tall, lanky batsman. I liked him. He was a good middle-order batsman.
I'll go overrated. Personally, I'll go overrated. I think there were enough all-rounders in that team that were better than him. Sana Jayasuriya, for example, opened the batting, took more wickets than him, scored more runs than him. I think he's definitely overrated. As a commentator as well, I think he's probably one of the only few Sri Lankans that have become commentators.
If you're saying that he's overrated, that means that people rate him. Do you think people rate him? Because I don't think people rate him.
No, I mean, just the fact that he's so much in the public eye, and people still like during his commentary, people talk about his.
I don't think that anyone serious would have put him amongst the good or the better top order batsmen. So I'm gonna say.
No, but how many tests? He's got 1,800 test runs at 28. Right, the fact that he played that many games, they shouldn't have given him that many chances.
He played around people that it was tough to outshine. So you got to think of it that way.
Fair enough. I mean, his ODI stats look better. He averaged 35.
Yeah. No, when I think Russel Arnold, I don't think a test player. I think ODI in the dark blue kit. Like that's the picture comes to mind, and on that, I'd say he was good.
So think of it this way, right? Put Russel Arnold in that Sri Lankan side now, which is dog shit, and he's gonna stand out.
I don't even think he'll stand out. I mean, look at the batsmen. They got like Chandimal. You think he's better than Chandimal?
Chandimal is in form now, but at the back end of his career, he was almost.
But in Test cricket, he's definitely better than Russel.
Yeah, okay, I get where you're going, and he played well recently as well.
What is the consensus?
Angelo Matthews, that's the equivalent.
I'm saying good.
Kuv says good.
Good.
Rest is overrated.
Overrated.
Well, now
I'm just saying good.
I'm on the fence with that one, so we're gonna go Russel Arnold as the first one of the lot as a good cricketer. Dinesh is unhappy there. Next up, then, this might be less of a debate. Wasim Akram.
GOAT, straight up.
Yeah, me too. GOAT, straight up as a commentator and a coach and a bowler.
As a swing bowler, I'd go team as well.
I'm gonna pop him straight up there because Wasim
and a test double 100. So
yes. Let's not forget the double 100.
Yeah,
I think the wicket speak for itself, but the fact that he can give you some runs batting at 8 or 7 or whatever, I mean, that's priceless.
People don't really consider him as being an all-rounder, which he was. I mean, he gave a fair few runs.
Oh,
but he was a shining light as a bowler. Yeah, like I said, one of the fathers of swing bowling. I mean, he's one of the guys that made us realize what proper swing bowling was. So yeah, I'd go team as a swing bowler.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Right, we're gonna move on pretty quickly. Wasim was absolutely excellent, 414 test wickets. So next then, Athar Ali Khan, the man of the May. He's been doing it repeatedly on commentary. But as a cricketer, on his ability, how good was he? For me personally, I think he should have gone back to club cricket. I mean, he barely played much international cricket, and even when he didn't do exactly well.
Yeah, I don't know who he is as a cricketer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So he's an English-speaking Bangladeshi commentator. That's how I know him.
That tells the story. He's only got 532 runs in ODIs. He barely played. He played like 15 matches or something. We're going to go back to club cricket, if that's okay with everyone.
It's not. I agree with it.
Next up then, Mike Atherton.
I think good, personally. Well, I don't know. I'm stuck between good and world class, but I think that average, that many games.
Look, anyone that scored over 7,000 runs in tears.
No, but the thing is, England at that time when he was in the team wasn't that great, and
Yes.
like if you compare the England team that's playing now, Mike Atherton would never make it into that side, and you would never play 115 Test matches, right? So I would say Mike was a brilliant commentator, good cricketer. I'll say good is where
I think good is fair.
No, I think good is fair as well.
Yeah, I like him a little bit more as a commentator, but yeah, okay. Yeah, he's good. I agree.
Averaged almost 40. I think solid cricketer all round. Athers goes in as good. Then the next one and the first of a few that might be
bottom goat, straight up.
We're calling that the bottom goat. Okay.
Mike.
So Harsha Bhogle.
Bottom goat.
Are we in agreement?
Yeah.
Played his best cricket with a mic.
He's the GOAT. Yeah. I mean, he realized at a young age that, listen, playing this game is not for me. I'd rather just speak about others playing this game.
Retired at 19, but...
Retired at 19, that's classic. That's,
that's
knowing your limitations in life.
He's influenced almost every cricket-watching human being's life at some point, because if you've watched cricket ever and you haven't heard Harsha Bhogle speak, or is it Bhogle? However you want to pronounce it. I mean, the man is a legend. So, cool. We, even though it says played his best cricket with a mic, I think we're going to reserve that in a way for commentary goats.
Bottom goats, commentary goats, absolutely.
It's in red, but don't take it as meaning it's the worst of the kind. Next up there, Carlos Brathwaite, remember the name, Ian Bishop. Where does he belong?
I rate him, double rate him as well. Bang off a bowler, bang off a commentator. He's not a very standout commentator, but he does the basics right, articulates his words correctly, captures the audience. I know we're talking about cricket. He was also very good. I mean, talking about commentary, and he's also a very good bowler. But yeah, I like him. He's a serious man with ball and with mic. World class.
World class as well. I agree with you 100%. I think with Ian Bishop is tough because he got injured at a very young age. A lot of those stress fractures back in the game. They rated him higher than sort of Ambrose. So I mean, if he was fully fit, who knows what he could have done? But his figures speak for itself, and on commentary is brilliant.
I mean, obviously, Ian Bishop played in a time well before we got to truly appreciate cricket. And from the highlights you do see, and from the talk you do hear from people of that era in cricket, it was fantastic. I mean, he's got a lot of wickets in a very short career span compared to the rest. So I'm going to go with world class as well. Kov, any disagreements?
Nah, I agree.
Bish is world class. Then next up, Ian Beefy Botham. Now we come to Divi first. Give us your thoughts as a beefy Londoner,
as a fellow Englishman. I'm a fan. Ian Botham, I'm a big fan. I think he was a character of the game. He scored the runs within mastered. He was definitely lethal with the ball. I mean, he played in an era where England were probably not as good as they should have been. But he did stand out. And I think on commentary as well, he added some insight. And he wasn't scared to say the controversial stuff. I think that's the greatest part about it.
He wasn't scared to live a controversial life. I mean,
exactly.
There was a weed debacle that got him dropped because of the newspapers. So, yeah, but as a cricketer...
As a cricketer, as a commentator, I love him. I would go personally world class. I'm happy for that to be debated amongst the rest of you guys.
I don't disagree.
Neither.
Yeah, no, I agree as well. I think
the thing is that we were not fortunate enough to watch him in his prime.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're just going on history there and the way people speak about him and the high regard that people keep in him.
Anyone that scores 5,000 test runs and has 27 fifers to his name, that's class. He's done it on both ends and definitely is up there in that all-rounder debate. But yeah, so you're going to go beefy, world-class.
Yeah, world-class.
Next up then, another Englishman, Mark Butcher. Career cut short, had various injury issues. 4,000 odd test runs. Played in an interesting period. What do we think?
He's the type of cricketer you can say. I mean, look at his Surrey career and he's pretty monotone on commentary. I would say, go back to club. That's
I mean, look, I'll give you that. I'll concede that because he was brilliant for Surrey, but not for England. So, yeah, sad to say, but Mark Butcher, go back to club cricket, I guess.
I can't provide too much of a motivation against it. So, yeah.
Okay, back to club cricket it is for him then. Next up,
Okay.
then, we have Michael Clarke, former Australian captain, number 3, number 4, batted in a solid middle order. What are we thinking?
I don't think he's
good.
world class. He was good.
I don't think he's world class either.
If there's a category between world class and good, then he'll be there.
Somewhere
So-
there is above average.
So-
I agree with that.
He had a test average of 49. He had an
Yeah,
ODI
no.
average of almost 45.
No, he was a banger batsman. He's a banger character as well.
but I
even
agree,
as a
like, yeah.
commentator.
But
Yeah.
we're saying he wasn't world class. So we're in agreement that he was. If there was a category called great, we'd probably pop him in there. But for today's
Yeah.
purposes, he's gonna go down.
I'd
as
say good. Because the way I look at it is, I say, okay, if you're world class and you think of a team that you'd pick, would Michael Clarke be in it? No. If you're picking
Probably not.
15 people to do a commentary of a tournament, would you pick Michael Clarke? No. So, but he would be the team that you would play against, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The second.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, the
So-
second best
so-
11. Yeah.
So he's there and thereabouts, but definitely not world class. I think, like you guys said, in between sort of world class and good. So I'll say good.
Solid. Okay. Next up then, Simon Doull.
Now, Simon Doull, affected by injury, stats don't speak for himself, etc.
Yes.
I don't know where to put this guy, so I'm putting him right at the bottom because I think he's an amazing commentator.
I think he's an amazing commentator as well. I agree with you, Sourav.
But then I can't say, I can't say he's good because that kind of puts him in the middle. So straight down.
So we're going played his best cricket with a mic, and not to say
Yes.
that he played horrible cricket. We're just saying he's so good of a commentator, he's even better than the cricket. Cool enough.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
We'll go with
Yeah.
that. Next up then, and this one is sure to bring up some very good memories. Sourav Ganguly.
World class.
I'm gonna go there too.
I agree.
As an
world
ODI
class.
batsman, I mean, starting off watching that Indian cricket side with him and Tendulkar up top, yeah, it was just class. It was a lot of almost surgical precision, knocking the ball through the covers and pinching runs here and
Yeah,
there.
but that's the thing with Ganguly. Like, he's one of those batsmen who scored runs, but I just always felt like he was uncomfortable at the crease, but he was still
He
doing
looked
the
very
bits.
awkward.
So yes, he did.
Like,
He did look
like
awkward.
Joe
Extremely
Root
awkward.
kind of, Steve Smith's kind of player.
Yeah.
Do you disagree though that he was world class, Kuf?
I don't disagree.
Any
Boys, this is
opposition?
Dada.
is
There's no
not putting him
argument
there.
against.
No.
I mean,
No.
he is Dada,
I'd
basically,
agree
as
with
you said.
Yeah, exactly.
Fellow Indian cricketer who himself was an incredible batsman, Sunil Gavaskar, defined an era.
Goat.
We're putting him all the way
No.
up at GOAT? Oh,
No,
debate
I think it's
time.
overrated. I think it's nonsense. I think
Is
it's
it
nonsense.
because of that one innings? Is it because of that one innings you
When
bring
he
him
took
think
down?
it's
never in a
nonsense.
day.
100%. 100%.
Nah, come on.
No, I think it's rubbish. Honestly, I think Sunil Gavaskar. So I just want to give you guys the insight how
Rubbish is a bit harsh. But continue.
Look at the time that he played. He probably was the best at facing in that the West Indian pace attack. He was probably the best, right? But for me, considering
no
what
one
came
better
after
at
him,
the
what came
time.
after him, and then because the way I look at it as a combination of was he a good cricketer, was he a good commentator, and then I use a sort of amalgamation of the two. I think he's overrated. I think 100%. I think there's no other category that's more suited to him than overrated.
Then over it.
I don't think he's
I'm gonna give it
I
to
don't think
you
he's good.
only because you used the word amalgamated. I didn't expect that. Because you used that word, I would give it to you.
Look, I can understand the argument, and I'm happy to concede as well. I personally think that apart from his stats, there is this constant conversation that he helped define a sense of work ethic in Indian cricket. He had a very solid defense, but was also very hard working off the field. So the cricketers that came alongside, I mean, even though he didn't perform in that Kapil's Devils side, he was one of the core focuses to driving the team forward. So I think based on that alone, giving India, 1982, giving India that hope, yeah, it probably defined Indian cricket forever. But we can go overrated.
My point.
Yeah, he defined Indian cricket 1984 final where he did all in the whole World Cup.
No,
He did
I agree. I agree, but
walked
for
away
them to
with
get
a
to that
winner's
point,
medal. No.
a lot of it, and I'm pretty sure if you go back and ask all those Tatas what made them train and play the way they did, a lot of it was Sunny. So, I don't know, are we going overrated? Are we really going overrated here?
Look,
Personally,
I'm going
I'm
GOAT,
kind
but
of
if I'm outvoted, I'm outvoted. But I just want to say, whatever the you guys say, Sunny is a G, man.
Look,
He's a
if
clown.
we take it to a straight vote, Divesh goes overrated. I go GOAT. Kuf.
Oof. Who said overrated? It's a tie.
I'm not
Now you
going to
gotta
give a
do something
goat.
ugly.
I would
Yeah,
have
I'm
said
okay.
good.
We
If
can
Divesh
settle
wasn't
on
so
good. I'm okay
passionate
with
about
settling
it.
on good.
So
I'm
now we're
happy
going to
to settle
settle on good. This feels like sacrilege,
Ooh.
but we're going to go Sunny as good.
Guys, we got Michael Clarke, Michael Atherton, Sonny G, and Russel Arnold sitting together. Now, come on, Russel Arnold, come on.
Yeah, that's a fair argument.
It's like I said, my votes are a combination of
Yeah.
good
No,
Okay,
same
fair.
with me. I'm also
Yeah,
rating them
listen,
as commentators.
but like good can have many subcategories.
Yeah.
We're saying good means they're not GOAT, they're not world class, they're not overrated, so there's something else.
Look, it's hard for us to speak about his cricketing abilities because we never saw
We haven't
him.
watched it.
We haven't watched him dominate in that era or whatever. But scoring... Okay, let me put it to you
I
this
think-
way, right? Would you pick Sunil Gavaskar over Michael Clarke in your side? No.
Yeah.
You would
Not
never.
now, not in this day and age. Michael
No,
Clarke
let's
played
say both
30 years
their
later.
Exactly.
Hey,
That's the
Tata.
difficult thing about it now, because you're comparing different eras.
What we're saying then is if you're going to pick him now and you're comparing different areas, you have to go, do you think he would have not been able to do a different job in the modern era? I think he is technically sound.
No,
enough
bullshit.
to
I think it would have
do
been
that from-
Puteshwar
I don't
Pujara. Yeah, that's what he would have done. They would have
You would have been a
That's what he-
Pujara. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that. Sunny Paji, as they call him, has invoked a lot of feelings here.
Sunny bye. Sunny bye.
So we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so next up then, Adam Gilchrist.
Yeah, I remember seeing him. I'll put him in world class because
Me too.
a really good commentator.
World class.
I like him as a character and good batsman.
Yeah,
Left
no
hand-
arguments.
Yeah,
no
well-
Left hand bat class. The Sri Lankans will remember him quite well. Gilly is definitely world class. One of the best keepers to ever grace the game. I think. I
Yeah,
can
he
say
sort
that
of
without
redefined.
feeling
He
any type of way.
redefined that sort of being a keeper vibe, because before keepers were just being picked on being a keeper. He put that batting part.
Absolutely.
Happy,
So
happy.
And I think he also brought that aggressive opener thing back into the picture. He was like the first aggressive wicket keeper opener,
Hmm.
Yeah.
because I remember he played
Yeah.
T20 as an opener. Yeah.
He did-
Well,
he
he
did-
opened the batting in one-day cricket for
Yeah,
Australia.
with Matthew Hayden. With Matthew Hayden, he did. And then he batted 7 in tests sometimes. But Gilly, solid, cool. Next up then, Michael Holding. We were talking about Ian Bishop earlier. Whispering death.
Gold,
I
right?
think he has to go
Gold.
all the way up there. I think he has to go all the way up there.
I would go gold.
And as a
Yeah,
commentator,
he was
he's a
gas.
genuine. Yeah.
No, he's just a G. He's
I'm
just
not
a G.
even waiting for responses. I'm
No,
going
we're not
goat.
even another sponsor. Just
Okay, go. I would say world class, but anyway, yeah, okay, good. Yeah.
There's a small chat about how he was clocked at bowling 160 Ks in a time where that was the max on the speed gun. So,
I mean, he could have been 165 for all we know.
yeah. In the year of his retirement, they clocked him bowling 148. So they were saying the argument stands that he could have possibly been the only bowler ever to bowl 170 Ks, and we will never know. But nonetheless, Michael Holding, quality, up in the GOAT or the GOATed category. Next up then, Nasser Hussain. Good captain.
Overrated.
I'm not sure. Yes, I think we're all there.
Nah, I was gonna call him good, but I'm
Overrated.
scared now. Let's overrated. He's not as good as those goodos.
It's 100%.
Overrated. Look at his average. His average is
Yeah,
trash.
it's nonsense. No nonsense.
Yeah, I also think so. I think
People
Nasser
hyped him
came
up.
in
He's like a
definitely.
typical overrated person, by Divesh's definition. Everybody just hypes him up for some reason.
Yeah.
They go off the captaincy thing like they have done with some other players in cricket history. But yeah, as a cricketer, on his ability, apart from the captaincy directly, overrated. 100%.
Off topic, cricketing ability, captaincy wise, how would you compare Nasser Hussain and Michael Vaughan?
Ooh.
No, they're the same. They're both shit. No, they got shit. The only thing Michael Vaughan had going for him, he had Steve Harmison in his side. Specifically that 2005 Ashes series. He had Harmison that killed everyone. And then he had Kevin Pietersen that just got into the side.
Oh,
and
yes.
He demolished him. And he caught Flintoff in form. I think Michael Vaughan took over a good side. That's my opinion.
Talking about Michael Vaughan, it might be worth it to go and pop him in and overrated as well.
Yeah, 100%. Oh,
Yeah.
Michael Vaughan's on our list.
Agreed.
100%,
2 times England
100%.
captains being overrated together.
No,
Nasser
100%.
and Michael Vaughan. Combs, you got arguments there?
No. Agree for both of them. We're
not saying they were pathetic cricketers, but they were rated as being world class, and they're definitely not. We can say that
Yeah,
hands
but that's a
down.
function of all English sports people, man. Like, you can have the most average football player, and then, it's like, oh, it's going to be the next Ronaldo. Oh.
But we are back at Dinesh Karthik. DK?
Yeah, no, I'm struggling with this one because I really like him as a character and as a commentator. We've seen him in IPL recently as a really good finisher, but overall, he's not a good cricketer. I mean, we know that. But give him credit for playing in an era where it was hard to be Dinesh Karthik because his speciality was a wicketkeeper and you had to overcome Dhoni.
I'm going to say from my side, DK is overrated, right?
No.
Overrated? No.
Yes.
No.
I
don't think he's overrated. I think he's a great.
And to back my argument up, it's UO's rating him. I don't think he's done anything other than being exciting at times and maybe being a good commentator. That
shit.
I mean, what has he done?
You've convinced me.
No, that's what I said. As a cricketer in general, he was good at best, right? The latter end of his career, the last 4 or 5 years,
exciting stuff in
world
domestic
class.
Cricket.
World class, the latter end of his career. Commentator, world class.
Well, then wait, right? We are basing a lot of this in the IPL, right?
Yes.
We're basing a lot of this in the IPL. He's never performed at that level on the international stage. In domestic cricket, he has like 15,000 first class.
Yeah, but he had to compete against Dhoni. Like, that's ridiculous. He was never going to get a spot in the side.
Okay, we can't be. It's unfair for us to say he's never played on the international stage because he was never going to get it.
Look, there were other people that he competed with. Parthiv Patel, for example, Ishan Kishan, Rishabh Pant. If they really wanted him to play more games, they've selected keepers that are as out and out batsmen. Remember, Ambati Raidu was a keeper at a point.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Are we gonna say he's good? Are we gonna say he's good and give one?
I don't think he is. The thing is that I don't think he is rated enough for us to call him overrated. I don't think people rate him in that discussion. I'd put him.
No, you know what? I have a soft spot for him, and I must talk about this. That Murli Vijay. That's why I have a soft spot for Dinesh Karthik.
That seemed to kickstart his career, so you must thank him.
And he got a betters after.
Yeah, he got a betters. Yeah.
I don't know. Really did him a favor. No, I think one above that. I was going to go one above that.
Back to club cricket.
No, but the ranking is not a ranking. Back to club cricket is the worst. When you go red, you like boosted up the social ranking.
I don't think he's good enough to be best with the mic. I think he was a better cricketer than he was on the mic. Come on.
Oh, do you guys remember he went and became a commentator at that England versus India tour, and they told him, why don't you go back and play IPL?
Yeah,
and then I remember the guys who commentated like, what the are you doing in the commentary box? Look at this guy finishing games 50 of 17.
No, but it's clear because you would commentate on England versus India internationals and then go play IPL and Ranji Trophy and all that shit. Back to club cricket. I think
No, you can't.
Wait,
leave him down.
We have literally, apart from GOAT, put Dinesh Karthik in every category in the last.
No, he's not world class.
I'm giving you guys one last chance, right? Combs, where does he belong?
I can't. Back to club.
No, I don't want an argument. I want you to tell me where.
Overrated is the worst.
No, right at the bottom or world class.
What?
Kov.
Good.
Kov goes good. Divi?
I don't think he's good, bro. I think that one was good club cricket, bro.
So, Dinesh Karthik is going back to club cricket because I was along those lines.
That's so harsh.
Here we go. There we go.
Right, sorry,
That's what
Murali.
Athar Ali Khan is now being compared to Dinesh Karthik. That's up. That is up, you guys. Come on.
I think it's fair, dude. I think it's fair.
No, I get
Fair,
what
fair.
you're saying, right? Yes, he was a good club cricketer. I know that. But these rankings, to me, in my head, are rankings. I'm not taking it
but-
literally.
No, we're not
But
taking it literally either, but we're saying he
idea-
wasn't good. Maybe he wasn't overrated because not enough people rated him.
Yeah,
he wasn't better
he's
with the
not
mic than
overrated.
as a cricketer, and he definitely wasn't world class or a GOAT. So, yeah, we're going to call him back, go back to club cricket. Because he's great as a club cricketer.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, next
Sorry,
up.
Dinesh. Sorry,
Yeah.
these I'm working with you.
Next up, then.
Like 3 weeks ago. So
Let's debate on the next one. Brett Lee. Surely it's not going to be too much of an argument here.
Yeah, go.
world class. Huh?
You just say GOAT for everything. He's world class. I agree, world class, not GOAT.
No.
Come
Yeah,
on.
world class.
No. He was a
the
banger.
best, the best, bro.
Look,
Come on.
everyone
Brett Lee-
can't
Brett
be one of
Lee-
the greatest of all time.
No. Brett Lee for Australian fast bowling changed the dynamic, right?
He
As a
didn't.
nice person, changed the dynamic. As a commentator, I think he's a brilliant guy. He's a singer. Have you seen?
Because he sang a Charo song. He recognized you, bruh. Come
Can you
on.
tell a girl?
Have you guys watched that show? That show, what is it called? Breakfast with Champions. Have you guys watched Breakfast Champions? Do me a favor, go and watch. It's a YouTube whole channel, Breakfast with Champions. Brett Lee is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And
Okay,
if you were afraid of him as
there's
What's
nothing
in
on this tier list that gives people points for being nice guys. I'm sorry.
I think he was a banger of a fast bowler.
He was, but was he one of
Yeah.
the greatest fast bowlers ever?
No.
No.
Yes, he stands out to me as one of the fastest bowlers. I'm
No.
goated.
Yes, I agree that he was one of the fastest bowlers, not that he's one of the greatest fast bowlers.
Shaun Tate is one of the fastest bowlers.
I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah, but now Brett Lee and Shaun Tate. Brett Lee stands out miles ahead of Shaun Tate. Even though the speed gun said,
rush you. I don't think Bradley rushes you, bro.
Mondi Zondeki was pretty quick.
yeah, that's my point exactly, right? These guys shouldn't be in the
Hayward was
conversation.
gas, my man.
The speed gun says, yeah, one thing, right? But when you think about fast bowlers, you think Brett Lee, you think Shoaib Akhtar.
You're not debating us putting him down as a bad cricketer. We're calling him world class. We're just not saying that he's one of the greatest
He's
ever.
not a GOAT. He's definitely
Alright.
he's definitely world class. I don't think he's a GOAT.
Unfortunately, Combs, three guys
class.
there outrank you. He's world class. That is where Binga finishes off. Next one, Pommie
Straight to the
Mbangwa.
bottom. Straight to the bottom.
Right to the
Forget
bottom.
about him.
He's a
Straight to the bottom.
commentating goat.
Legend on a mic. One of the greatest commentators
The
ever.
best commentators I've ever. Yeah. Next to Danny Morrison. Let's bring him up. While we're talking about Pommie Mbangwa, I can see him at the back end of the list.
We can pop
Yeah,
Danny Morrison
yeah,
right in there.
Danny,
Both-
yeah, let's just.
I know
Both
Danny
pace
played
bowlers?
cricket. What did he do though? Like
Danny Morrison was a swing bowler. Outswinger was his stock ball from what
It
I
did be
have
doubles.
heard. He bowls medium fast and he got about 116 or 115 test wickets if I'm not mistaken.
So I'll read out
160.
Danny
160
Morrison,
test wickets.
160 test wickets, right?
His ODI figures are they read well as well. 126 ODI wickets at an average of 27.5. So definitely decent.
I like the way the bottom is looking, and like I said, it's inverted for me. Because if I look at those four characters at the bottom, if they are commentating on a game, it generally brings, or it's a box office game, or it brings bigger audiences to watch the game. And yeah, for me, those are my commentating goats.
I was going to say that we're talking about strike rates. Danny Morrison's strike rate in Test cricket. Mpumelelo Mbangwa has that very unwanted record of a strike rate of 124.4. The highest for any bowler in ODIs that has bowled more than 1,000 balls. What a wonderful stat. Divi, you also like the part about him being a true number 11.
I love him.
He has a test average of 2 and an ODI average of 4.
No, I love him. No, I love him. This guy is a legend. This guy is a legend in the game.
For half my life, I thought he was South African.
I mean,
Does it
Well,
really
Zimbabwe did not
matter
as
if
well.
Cristiano Ronaldo got 100% for maths? No. What matters is He's a goat with his feet, right? And Pommie is a goat with the mic.
Yeah, I know. So great. So he chose the wrong career. Cricket wasn't for him.
No, but
Commentary.
that's like
Exactly.
saying no. But this is what you're saying is right. So Pommie wasn't good at cricket, but he's commentating on cricket. That's like getting 5% for maths and then go lecturing maths. That's exactly what.
Isn't that
equivalent
what
is
maths teachers and
commentating.
lecturers do? When you get 5% maths, you become a
Those who
teacher.
can't do it teach. You know what I'm saying?
We all did well in maths. Why the aren't we teaching maths? Exactly.
I mean, that is a fair point. That is a bloody fair point.
Valid.
Signed, sealed, closed, delivered. That closes that debate. Next, then, Eoin Morgan, former Irishman, then English captain, qualified Ireland for a World Cup and played in the same World Cup for England.
Yeah, Moggs for me is in between. He's that Clarke character for me, in between good and
I
world
agree.
class, and
I
you guys
agree.
can tip.
I agree.
Good.
Good
I think
great.
we'll go at good. We'll go as good.
Yeah, honestly.
We're talking about poor English captains, and it's so ironic that the one really good one here was an Irishman, because Eoin Morgan was a brilliant captain. I think in the IPL and for the English cricket team, he redefined how England played cricket. He came into a side and basically said, "Now we reinventing ourselves," and then he won a World Cup doing exactly that, playing
But it's
attacking
that
cricket.
it is that word that we use that captains should have. He was selfless. He
Yes.
did what was best for the
Selfless,
team.
showed counter-attacking ability. There's so much more he did. He even brought that sweep and reverse sweep into contention. I think, people remember Dilshan and AB for their, reverse flicks, Dill scoops and Will scoops and whatever. But if you watch English cricket now, you are not told off for playing the reverse sweep because it's a part of the game now. And before Moggs' time, it was uncanny
And
to
Morgs
do
did it.
something like that.
Morgs did it in the face of criticism because it was totally un-English to play this unorthodox style of cricket. But kudos to him, brilliant cricketer, and I think brilliant character. Next up, then, on the note of brilliant characters, Mark Nicholas. I think you said you want to close the bottom. Mark Nicholas, 1,000,000%.
Okay.
Has to go.
Okay.
100%.
Played his best with the mic in hand.
Yeah. Agreed.
Hey, look, he is said to have missed out on an England call up, even though he was captain of the A side, because of some.
Oh, did he even try to play cricket? I don't even know that, but I know he's a banger
Oh, he's a good
commentator.
cricketer.
Yeah, it's a good cricketer. I mean, he's got 18,000 first class runs. What do you mean?
No, he's a proper cricketer.
An average of like almost 35, but like.
But I think regardless of Mark Nicholas's performances
as a commentator,
he's such a brilliant commentator that he has to go down.
Fantastic.
That's my point, exactly. So right at the bottom there is not for shit players, it's for people with amazing abilities.
They're amazing. Yeah, amazing. Exactly.
100%. Okay, next up then, I think a fairly good commentator, but a brilliant cricketer as well, Shaun Pollock.
No, I'm biased here. He's going right to the top for me.
I agree, 100%. I was about to say, I was 100%.
I look, Kuv, it's going to be 3-1. So either way, I'm going to go with my bias because Pollock was my favorite cricketer growing up.
This is my too. That's why I went to Northwood.
When people talk about a gracious fast bowling action, don't come here and tell me that Pollock didn't have one. It was wonderful. The man was great through the bat. He was at a point up there with Cullis as the top all-round in the world, as per the ICC rankings.
And when they asked Pollock about that, he said, back in the day, I can't remember if he played with DHS or Northwood. He said, you're just expected to do both. So it wasn't a thing of like, I want to be like an all-round. You just expected to do both. So he wanted to be a bowler, but he knew he had a responsibility with the bat. But he was good with the bat as well,
Unbelievable. I love it.
And
averaging 32 in Test cricket is proper. That's
solid.
what
He
Tony
batted at
Rizzosi
7.
probably.
He is literally the player that South African cricket has been crying for. We spoke about this in the previous episode. We don't have a player to back the tail up there. And
kind of want Janssen to be like him, I guess.
100%.
I personally would have put him in the same class as like a Gilchrist Lee, but I'll give you guys that one. He was good.
The other thing we need to talk about is there were like 4 different Pollocks, right? So Pollock, the fast bowler that took wickets, Pollock, the really economical bowler who bowled in partnership with Mackay, and Teeny, the strike bowler. So Polly puts pressure on one side, and Makaya shires them on the other side. Polly as a finisher with the bat. Polly with the finisher of the bat. Your opening bowler, who's not in the team as an all-round, is an opening bowler. He'd be the opening bowler in any team, but also a really, really, really good number 6, number 7. And then Polly for me as a captain, I felt so bad.
I think that's the only
wasn't
thing.
the best captain, but it felt shit when Smith came and took it from him. Yeah, captaincy let him down a little bit, but again, I was biased there because I felt shit.
But he's too nice of a person to be a captain. So
I agree. Exactly. I agree. Captaincy probably wasn't for him.
But Sarah, on your point there, where you say, okay, he wasn't picked to be a batsman or whatever. I think Polly is the kind of guy who would, okay, you pick him alone on his bowling because he's going to be an opening bowler.
Yes.
Or you could pick him alone on his batting because he's your finisher at number 6.
Yeah, no, sure. But what I was trying to make with that point is, when you think of Klusener, you think of him as a finisher, and then he's a good bowler as well. But like he's there more of a finisher than a bowler.
Yes.
Polly, out and out bowler, and I can't think of a modern day opening bowler that has that ability as an all rounder. All the bowlers that can bat are like they in the team because they can do both.
He could have done a job at number 3. We know that, if that was what was asked of him. So he was a good batsman.
Coming at number 7, he's got a Test 100, he's got ODI 100. He's done everything. Shaun Pollock, close the debate, GOAT. One of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all time, absolutely. Then we follow that up with possibly Australia's best ever batsman, bar Don Bradman, Ricky Ponting.
GOAT.
I think he goes up there as well.
Yeah, we can GOAT him.
Okay, I'm not going to debate it. I would put him in world class, but yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
we're conceding that. I mean, even if you thought of him as a world class batsman, the only thing that needs to take you, like, for you to consider to ride it over, as a captain, he was fantastic. World Cup winning captain. You could say that he captained a very good Australian side, but then he also captained in the transition. He captained just after the Damien Martin and Michael Bevan and all of that. He captained in that interim. He had a few that stayed with him
for himself as well. 13,000-ish Test runs, ODI runs. Yeah,
I agree with it I don't think he was a good captain personally. I think he inherited a good side.
I don't disagree with it. He had a good side.
I think the thing was Damien Martin and them can lead the side. Like, your batsmen can lead. There was always batsmen coming into Australia. Like, they were all talented. I mean, you got guys like Brad Hodge that never, like, hardly ever got a gap, and he averaged like 60 in Test cricket. But the thing with him is he had McGrath, he had Lee, and he had Vaughan. That stayed with him.
He had Lee. What? Lee, take Lee out of the conversation. Apparently,
he's world class. Lee? He's not. Okay, fine. Leave Lee. You got Jason Gillespie. You got all this stuff.
Look, all you need to say was Glenn McGrath.
My point exactly.
I shouldn't even mention Lee, actually. But
hey, if you're gonna call Brett Lee a GOAT, you must call Nathan Bracken a GOAT.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a 100%. Anyway, I'm happy with the way he GOAT.
Ramiz Raja next up. Ramiz, I think.
No, not right. Cruiser. No, not right in the bottom. I'm with you in that he's an amazing commentator. But he's not standout for me. He's another really good Pakistani English commentator. But
yeah. He's got a decent record. What's it? 200s in the World Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, a shit player doesn't do that. So
exactly. I mean, they won that World Cup with him scoring runs. It's good enough for us.
Yeah.
He's got like almost 6,000 ODI runs. Brilliant stuff for him. Cool beans. Then the next one is the Aksha Patel of the past. Ravi Shastri.
I don't think overrated.
Okay. Right?
That's my bias coming in. Because I don't like him as a commentator.
No, Kuf, defend that. I'm close to you. I was going to say good, but
I will defend it on Kuf's behalf.
Nah, because this guy, bro, my bias comes in there because I hate him as a commentator. He is biased towards the Indian team, so I am biased towards him. And he's just trash. And everybody just talks about him in this great light because we know Indian cricket has taken over the world and blah, blah, blah. So he's at the forefront of pushing that through the media. And I can't stand him.
I'm going to go with overrated as well. Has anyone
Okay, I
disagree?
think you sold me there, Kuv. You make a good comment, and he also inherited an Indian team in almost like their prime. If you wanna say about that, when he was coach, when he was a commentator,
As a
IPL became a
player.
big thing, and he was like the face. As a player, I think we all agree that Ravi was a bit of a average Joe, right? Um, yeah, but when you talk about him in every other sense, yeah, I think I'm sold with your comment there, Kuv.
Cool.
Overrated.
My man's going in as
Okay,
overrated.
can I defend him a little bit? I agree he's overrated, right? But what I'll say, he said one of the greatest commentary lines of all time. And I think it was the last tour to South Africa, India were there. And I think they were 270 for 4 or something. They lost 6 wickets in like 10 balls. He's like, if you went out for a dump, I know it's all over them.
Yes.
Yes,
I
Remember
remember
yes.
I
that.
remember that. I remember
that
that.
I
is
I
one of
remember
remember
the
that.
that. Yeah.
greatest commentary lines of
100%.
all time.
100%.
The thing is, I was a bit torn because Ravi is a funny guy and he's like
Yes.
kind of a likable character. But when Kuv mentioned what he mentioned, actually, you know what?
No, Kuv sold me.
He's
Yeah.
yeah, you sold
I
me as
agree.
well, Kuv. And then I realized, you know what? For all the nice and funny things he's done, for every time he's rocked up at a IPL presentation drunk, clearly drunk, eyes bloodshot, and he got like for me, I like those things about him. He's a good character, right? But yeah,
Legend.
All right.
He's a
you
legend.
sold me. Yeah.
Next up, Scotty Styris. Interesting cricketer. I think for me, I would say good. I don't think he was great, but I don't
Overrated.
think it was bad either.
I personally liked him because his body shape wasn't that of a typical
Yeah,
cricketer,
so
and he did well.
Yes. You
the
sold me
fun
again.
but the
Yes,
funniest
you
thing ever.
sold me
So
again.
do you know why that happened? He had a knee injury. He was a pace bowler. He had a knee injury and then had to stop bowling pace. He was an out and
Oh
out
wow.
bowler that couldn't bat.
I didn't know that.
And
Oh, shit.
then he converted into a batsman that could bowl. So they tried to make him an off spinner, and he didn't want to bowl off spin, so he bowled medium pace. As you remember, 120 Ks thereabouts. He bowled that medium nonsense and batted. I think on that, maybe because of the change, we should say actually bump up. If
Goat.
there was a great category, we should put him in there. He's a chubby O that made it. Come on.
Yeah.
No, but for me, it's funny you say that because I think that's news to everyone. For me, what stands out in my mind is Scotty Styris' bowling action, which looked weird,
Odd.
and it was like the first time in an era where we introduced to like medium pace because you were either a fast
Mm.
bowler or a spin bowler back then,
100%.
and this guy would like amble into the crease and he bowled that thing.
And then you see the keeper standing
Interesting
up to a
story.
fast ball. They're like, what's going on here? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's like one of the guys that you would want to like go to hobnobs with, like you get into a speech.
Yeah.
Looks like he's gonna nail them.
Yeah. Get smashed at Scotty.
Yeah.
No, he was always like when South Africa played New Zealand. If Scott Styris and okay, there was Jacob Oram as well, but if Scott Styris was still there, you were like, there's a chance they might pull something out the bag. So I don't know. Ideally, it would be great. I think we're gonna go good with the respect that he actually is great, somewhere in between world class and good.
You know,
I agree.
this good is actually really good because if I'm looking past Russell Arnold, everyone else is flipping good. Like I don't know why you guys put Russell Arnold there. Everyone else is a banger in their own right.
I mean, because you brought this up, at the end of this, I will give everyone one non-debated change.
Russell Arnold,
Okay.
man.
No, we'll do this at the end. We'll do this at the end, right? Right. Next up, and this, if anyone debates, I don't understand why. Shane Warne. I'm gonna go straight to the top. Goaty goat.
Yeah.
May his soul
Yeah,
rest
goat.
in peace. Warne defined an era of cricket. I have never seen anyone do the things he did with the ball. Ever. It's ridiculous. Nathan
thing is,
Lyons
like,
one that
best
ripped from
part-
outside the leg stump was nonsense. It bounced
Oh
off a
yeah,
crack.
I remember that.
That piece of a crack.
The best parts of his commentary that I enjoyed was his interactive sessions where he was explaining what he used to try and do to batsmen and the control he had over the ball, especially for a leg spinner. He knew exactly what he was going to do, and it was amazing. His insight and his knowledge of the game as well. People take that for granted. He had brilliant knowledge of the game and what a batsman is thinking.
Ridiculously
He was
good.
one of those bowlers that would outfox the batsman, not just rely on pure bowling ability, but sort of predict what the batsman is going to do. And to have that skill is extremely rare, and he was the best at it.
I think also for me, for anyone growing up in Australia, it's going to be hard to be a spinner. And when you think of Australian cricket and you think of Australian spinners, no one stands out. Yeah, each individual spinner had his period or his blue patch, but to have stats like this, again, on Australian pitches, requires something really special.
Yeah, coming back to what Koo said, I mean, that interactive stuff. Like I remember when the BBL first started and they had him mic'd up and stuff, and then Herschel Gibbs hit him through mid wicket for 6 or whatever, and then he said, "I think he's gonna go again. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push it wider, and he's gonna hit it straighter to long off." And that's exactly what he did. He pushed it wider, and Gibbs hit it straight to long off. I mean, I think the way he thought batsmen out rather than look, his general talent, his technical abilities were brilliant. He spun the ball a lot. He had spun both ways, but the way he thought about the game, I think it was just unfortunate for England, for Australia that he didn't actually get to captain the side. I think they would have done probably better than.
But remember, he was also clutch. Like when they needed him,
Yes,
he was there, and he took
I
a
agree
wicket
with
when a wicket was needed.
I agree.
It's great.
Everyone that complained, you remember when South Africa lost in that semi-final, and everyone just remembers Donald, But South Africa were cruising that game. They were cruising that game. It shouldn't have come down to that situation. What it ended up at. Cruising saved them because South Africa were cruising, and then Shane Warne came in and just completely smashed South Africa.
No, I remember watching the.
People caught it snub. He took like 3 wickets for like 20 odd runs in that game. And he was the one that turned the game around. It wasn't this Donald dropping the bat story.
No, you're right. I think no one talks about the fact that it shouldn't have went to Donald.
It shouldn't have gone. Yeah, it shouldn't have gone to Donald. It was Shane Warne that changed that entire game.
You mentioned he didn't get the chance to captain. Let's not forget he's known as Mr. Rajasthan because he's done so much for Rajasthan Royals from off the field, shaping those youngsters, shaping the culture of the team to, playing for them and then switching to just sitting there. He wasn't really a coach. He was more like a mentor, I think, just before he passed away. And it's just because they wanted a character like him around because, he brings that vibe, I guess.
Some very nice memories shared. And I think we'll leave it at that with Shane Warne. Brilliant cricketer, brilliant character, and all-round top man. 8 to go then. Next up, Waqar Younis.
Okay, so Waqar, I think has to be GOAT as well.
Yeah,
I agree. I fully agree. For me, memories of Pakistan fast bowling outside Shoaib Akhtar was the era before these two guys, bowling in partnership. Bangers, banger characters, banger coaches. Really like them. Also, really
like
good
the Cole and York of Pakistan
literally.
cricket.
Literally, Combs is referring to Wasim and Waqar for those of you that didn't get it already. But yeah, Wasim and Waqar in tandem.
Cole and York were united, and just like United, Pakistan have deteriorated to dog shit.
Yeah, has been.
And I think that is absolutely spot on, and we'll leave it there for Waqar. No debate needed.
You want to say something about his abilities to swing the ball, right? And who is the Australian bowler who has a shorter finger? I think it's Pat Cummins.
Yes, he does actually.
Yes.
So that may be the edge, which is giving these guys so much a swing. Because I remember when someone asked Cummins this, and then he gave the whole story, and I can't remember that, where him and his sister or something or whatever, and he's got a shorter finger, but he used it to his benefit because now he has this amazing ability to, swing the ball. And we all know that Waqar was a killer. Again, I'm speculating. We don't know if this is a thing.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. It could be a thing, and rightly so. Waqar, I don't think anyone's ever got as much reverse swing in cricket history. But goated, definitely, and we leave him there. Next up then, a man that was dubbed to be the next Sunil Gavaskar, a man we debated very heavily just now. Sanjay Manjrekar, he never lived up to it. He got 2,000 something runs in tests and almost 2,000 runs in ODIs. I don't know. I think he probably back to club cricket for my liking. Good commentator. Overrated.
Overrated spot for me too, man.
Might be spot on.
Overrated for me too. He's an above average commentator. I really like him as a commentator, but yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not
but,
stand up.
BoiMaam said, when Sanjay Manjrekar came on the scene, everyone was like, dude, this guy's next level.
Hmm.
And he just didn't live up to it. I mean, his stats are not terrible, but I mean, when you
Yeah,
compare
not.
him
Yeah,
to
averages almost 40 in tests. I mean, it's not horrible, but
exactly, I mean, he's just not there.
he played like, I don't know, like 40 or 50 tests and he's got like 400s batting at three. That alone, we've had this number three debate for long enough. Not worth it. So overrated, cool. Then the next one, someone who I think none of us have watched play cricket, but it comes back to your point earlier about Gilly changing the game for wicket keepers. Eoin Smith was a wicket-keeper batsman, but batted at 9, and in the time was looked at as someone who could hold a bat. And what could hold a bat meant batting at 9 in ODIs. He averaged 17. He scored about 1,000 runs in his entire career. Got about 168 catches. But interestingly, he holds the record for the most dismissals in a single test innings. 7 of them, all catches, no stumpings. So he holds that record too, the most catches in a single test innings. Eoin Smith, great commentator, has been around for a very long time. But as a cricketer, I think back to club cricket, let's be honest.
Yeah. But when
All
you
we
say
could
it like that,
one below?
he's probably the type of cricketer that South Africa needs right now. A number 9 wicketkeeper to open up another batting space. So
I
can't
mean,
send him back to club cricket. We need him.
I can't argue with that. I don't think he was overrated. I think he's a great commentator, but I don't think he was a bad cricketer. So that he's a
Yeah,
better commentator.
He's a better commentator than he is a cricketer.
I agree.
So we
I
go with
agree.
that.
Yeah.
I don't disagree
I
with that.
agree.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Ian
we can do
Smith.
that as well.
Right. So,
And also, you must remember those 7 catches that he took. You must remember that back then he would have had Richard Hadley in his side, and that
yeah.
was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Next up, then, Graeme Smith. Buff, the man himself.
Oh,
Yeah,
Divesh
Look,
champion.
player.
I think, yeah, he's built just like Divesh. I think he used him as inspiration, or vice versa. And as just show us your thumb again. Just show us your thumb again there one more time. Yeah, we
I was trying
both
to
break
block one
fingers.
up. So I went back to back after that as well.
So perfect. Living life in the name of Buff. Almost 10,000 test runs. Brilliant in ODIs as well, and a great captain. One of the best captains South Africa's ever had. I don't know. That debate could be had between Hansi Cronje and himself. I think he's world class. I don't think we can go to him.
I'm goating him personally.
He's
No, I'll
world
world
class.
class him too. I'll world class him
World-class.
too.
Okay,
So we're gonna leave
I'm
him as
happy with that.
a world classer. Now, from one good opening batsman to another one who some could debate was good on some days, but then crap on others, much like the left arm over bullshit that he bowled, as Shane Warne called it. Aaron Finch, what do we make of him?
Overrated for me.
Overrated.
We all going there? Bang, no debate to be had. Finch is a great character. As a cricketer,
No, he's a great character. He's a very average commentator. He's a good character, very average commentator for me. But you summed it up there. Like, he played amazing innings. He was really aggressive. But then there were more frustrating times with Finch than actually, times to celebrate. So yeah.
next up then, definitely a much better opening batsman, Matthew Hayden. Right
And a
up there.
banger commentator as well.
Great commentator, 100%. Hey, Dos, what are we
And
thinking?
a good person.
For me, I think a lot of people know Matty Hayden. We said great commentator, great person, brilliant, aggressive opening batsman. And I don't know if you guys remember, was he the guy that came out with that little stubby short bat and caused a bit
Yes.
of a stir?
The mongoose.
The
Yeah.
mongoose, yeah. No, banger. I liked his aggressive nature, batting for Australia and in club cricket. For me, I'm gonna stick him right up there. World class, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going world class as well.
I agree, 100%. Same reason as
Cool,
Saurav.
cool
okay.
with the and ahs. You say it's okay. You want to put him higher?
I'll give it to you guys. I just feel he was also one that was very much a partnership-based batsman. In the Test arena, I don't think he did significantly much without Langer.
Yes.
So
Fair enough.
he's good. I'll give it. I would have said good, but I can live with world class.
Look, I agree with Kuv with the reason that he gave. I think Matt Hayden was like a flat pitch bully. Like when it was flat, He would score runs and he would score runs quickly.
I mean,
But when things
he's a
got tough, I
Queenslander.
mean, he relied on. Yeah.
His ODI record is good. He was an aggressive batsman. So, no, I can stick him up there. He's got the runs to back it up. So,
Yeah. And he's a great
And-
commentator as well, so that backs him up.
And he was a fantastic slip fielder. So if you need anything more to put him a little bit higher, definitely there.
Yeah, I think a catchphrase you can use is talks the talk and walks the walk.
Yeah.
Because in his case, does both.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Also, he was a Chennai Super King, so
Okay.
can we upgrade to GOAT there?
Nay.
Well, we will let you whistle Podu on another day, but that day is not today. Got 2 to go. Next one up, Maritzburg, born South African. I don't want to call him a traitor because KP is a nice person.
No,
In some
KP is
ways.
a banger.
Kevin
KB is a banger.
I think Kevin Pietersen was world class.
I'm inclined to put him just like Matthew Hayden because he, again, I think we mentioned it earlier, he brought something into that English test side, the aggression in that middle order. Same. You know, he was almost bringing Moggs's aggression and counter-attacking before Moggs became a Moggs, right?
There was a period, for like 2 or 3 years where he was very inconsistent. But when he was on, he was on.
He was on for a long time with his 8,000 test runs and 4,000 ODI runs. And then he did it domestically in the T20 scene all the time. Always brought the action. Jeez.
Controversial figure, maybe a big word. No, maybe big word, but aggressive character, but also a very nice guy. Aggressive on the field,
you can
but
be
nice off the
controversial, but there's also like, I want to say like good controversial. It wasn't controversial in the sense that
you're right.
this guy, he should go to jail, but
Yes.
controversial in polarizing opinion.
Yeah, it was
Which is
so
good.
aggressive on the
It
field.
stimulates a debate. So he was a catalyst for a lot of
But
those
one thing
discussions.
people could not debate was
his cricketing ability.
performance. Yeah,
100%.
he was next level.
Do you think that he was as technically sound as most of the other great batters, or was it his aggression that masked it?
Yeah, his aggression.
In the latter?
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree.
You make a really solid point there, Kuv, because I think someone said earlier about Matthew Hayden bullying, and I think KP did that for the English side. He bullied the bowlers a little bit. Got a bit lucky, few edges here and there when it came off for him, chucked in those reverse sweeps and scoops, etc. Very lucky. But
because if you tentative with the edge, you get caught. But if you swing in, then get in 4. So
it's flying a third man, essentially.
If you swing, you get a broken finger.
KP, solid cricketer, and now we are finally onto our last one. He was, in fact, one of South Africa's better test seamers. And if you don't get that, you haven't watched the West Indies South African series. For South Africans, you'll get that 100%. Vernon Philander, excellent swing bowler. No. What are you saying, Ko? What are you saying?
You must be humbled.
Never.
Remember that day? Remember that day he was at...
wait. I know where Kuv is going. Divish, you were there at Cubana. And we tried to get into... we try to say hi to Vernon, and his bouncers are like, "Yeah, do you know who this is? Do you know who this is?"
This is Vernon Philander.
And this is Vernon Philander. And then he went up to the bouncer, and the bouncer made him like an idiot. He's like, "Take your cap off."
And he said, "No, I'm Vernon Philander. I don't need to take my cap."
No, wait. I must say, Vernon, good bowler. Yeah, but that's the half of it. He's an of a person, in my experience. Our three of us, we met him. And the other thing is, as a commentator, he's terrible.
Word.
I don't even know how he got that job, bro.
Look, he puts you to sleep all the time. You know, in South Africa, poos is a bad word, right?
Poos is a bad word.
Poos is a bad word, right? But Vernon comes. They made him a commentator, and he's like, pooses it into the gap, pooses it to the leg side.
Look. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem that we have, right? We don't have a category for such, and I'm so glad that Vernon ended up being the last one here, not a good commentator, was a great bowler but a horrible person. There is really no category for him other than overrated. So what we're going to do in a very unique thing in this, there are 36 people here. Vernon Philander will not be rated because we don't rate him.
I hate you as a person.
It's not that
because
bad, though.
all you could have said was hi. The three of us.
All you could have said was hi.
Yeah, but then you went on to act like a total doers, and then the bouncer made you feel like a lighty after that.
We were so excited that we saw him. And then
exactly.
Am I going to say he must go back to club cricket?
No, he deserves to be off the board.
I reckon he should be good, personally.
I think he's good.
No,
I have no personal qualms.
We're not judging people on their personality now. Come on.
No, I'm judging him his commentating skills because we got him on this because he's a commentator, but he's a terrible commentator.
But we're judging him. Look.
About him.
This is what the whole thing comes down to. We're judging him on his cricket ability, purely on his cricket ability.
And commentary.
Commentating. I'm judging the guys when they're commentating.
If I take personal,
dude, it's too good to go back to club cricket.
We'll go good. Good.
We're all gonna go good then. Cool. Vernon Philander, you are good, but not as a person. Pretty simple.
Oh, you know what? Now that good category is actually good because it opens up with Russell and then ends with Vern. So and you got world-class players in between.
Never forget that Vernon Philander was the second fastest with 50 test wickets.
Yeah, he's a good bowler. He's a good bowler.
So what? You must take a cookie then.
Terrible commentator.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right? Now, we're signed, sealed, and delivered here bar one thing. Everyone gets one free shot to push a person into a different category. You choose one, no debates. That's your one. That's the end of it. We'll start off with Kums.
So, I was commenting a lot on Russel Arnold, but if I don't do this, no one is going to. I'm moving Dinesh Karthik. I have to.
Is that what you're wasting your one lifeline on? Is that?
No, I smart Dinesh Karthik. Now, if you guys don't rate him as a cricketer, I'll be your friend. Let's put him at the bottom.
Okay. All right. Dinesh Karthik is apparently a greater commentator than he was a cricketer. Kov next. Let's go.
I firmly believe that life and being a human being comes before cricket. So, Vern, life comes back at you fast. Go back to club cricket.
Oops, I moved to the wrong place to put him back.
I agree.
Back to club cricket.
You, Vern.
But I would go Biff to GOAT.
Okay, it's not so harsh. It's not so
Graeme
harsh.
Smith to GOAT. He's GOATed status as per you. Do I actually have anyone here that I am well and truly unhappy with? So we've said it a lot here, but this little neat bit here is gonna go because Russel Arnold doesn't belong in a sequence of good cricketers. He's gonna go back to club. He can stay there, and I think that looks a lot better.
So think about it this way now, right? The way I'm looking at it, the first two lines, your starting team. The good guys are on your bench or the support structure, and the bottom guys are commentating. The middle can off. That is, I mean, think about it, right?
No, you're right. That's
perfect. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think that tier list is a good ranking of where these current modern day commentating household names stand in terms of their cricketing ability. If you disagree with what we have on the screen right here, let us know in the comments, where would you put who? And also now, we plan on doing another tier list not too long from now, but we would love to know what you would like to see. Should it be batsmen? Should it be controversial batsmen? Should it be bowlers? Should it be all-rounders? Should it be players from a particular country? You let us know and we'll think about it and then pop in the names that you want to see on the list in the comments as well. Now, if you enjoyed this one, hit the like button and the subscribe button as well. Stay tuned for everything that is to come from 3 Shots and a Dot. You can also follow us on all the audio platforms. And until the next one, don't forget to pour a shot and cheers.